I'm Jessica Lee Freeman. I was born in Tucson, Arizona, on Davis Monthan Air Force Base in 1989. And I'm interviewing my grandpa. Okay. Um, well, the questions that I have kind of come from my perspective, because your son, Myron, followed in your footsteps with the military career thing. And I grew up in that as an Air Force brat. So I was kind of just wondering what it was like for you to have the career and the family, because you had 5 wonderful children running around and having to kind of like juggle that.
It was I was proud of all my kids. Of course, I wanted at least one of them to be in the military, and I wanted one of them to go to the West Point. Myron chose to go into the Air Force instead of West Point. The reason I wanted West Point early in my I had an opportunity early in my Army career to go to the prep school in Virginia to prepare me to go to West Point. And instead, I re-enlisted as a regular soldier, stayed in the Army as an enlisted man. And I kind of always regretted that. Uh, but yes, I wanted at least one of them to be a military guy. I have a friend now that he has 4 sons, and all 4 of his sons followed him into the Air Force. I think that's a little too much. But yes, I'm very proud of your dad for following me into the military service. I, personally, this is just my personal thoughts. I think the United States was better off when we had a draft, and everyone had to do at least 2 years of service. And here come my other son and my grandson.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Good.
Good. It's good to see you.
We're
We're doing the podcast.
The answer to that one. Okay.
I don't know, I guess I have like just family, like dad questions, I guess. Um, I don't know. Am I recording? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So my next question is, how like was it really rough those first few years when you kept having to go away from the family and grandma would stay at a certain spot and then you come back and it's kind of that back and forth? What was that like?
For me, it was really hard because she didn't have too much of a support group, just her mother and grandmother. And I was on when I went to Korea the first time. It wasn't really real bad because she only had Randy, and with the one it wasn't as much of a struggle for her. But as the family grew and they got older and of course going to school, it was really hard on her.
Hmm.
And that's one reason I'm so proud of my wife because she raised those 5 kids mostly without my help in the house because I was always gone or working. So she sometimes she wanted to try to work herself, but that wouldn't work because there's no one to be there to take care of the kids. So she was a stay-at-home mother, and now she's kind of glad she's a stay-at-home mother. She sees the results. Uh,
Yeah.
we our friends like the Harrisons, they had 4 children. They was raised up the same as we were, but their children just except a couple of them went astray. One of them I know got killed with some drug stuff. So it's your grandmother. You you don't know what kind of woman she is. She is one of the best women I ever seen. To go what she had to go through this raising the boys, and I'm sure your dad is proud of your mother too, 'cause she did a wonderful job with you and Jesse. I'm so proud of both of you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. What more?
I'm trying to think of another one. Um, that was a really good answer. That was awesome. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. If you had any like advice about having a family and like being a spouse that you would want to pass down to like the grandkids and future, great grandchildren, what would you say? Like, what was the secret? Because this is a pretty amazing family that the two of you built. So, how did you do that?
Mostly, love your children, love your wife, compromise when necessary. Never go to bed angry. But your grandmother and I fuss sometimes, and sometimes I just let her have her say what she want to say, and I might not answer, so she know I'm not satisfied with what she said, but she know I'm accepting it. And that night before I go to sleep, I make sure to touch her.
Yeah.
That's my connection with her. I would touch her on the shoulder, on the feet, somewhere she know that everything's okay.
Mm, that's awesome.
So commitment and love and just compromise when necessary. Everything don't have to be your way. It's not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or everything don't have to be his way. It's not that big a deal. Uh, you can work it out. If you love each other, you can definitely work it out. So it's easy when you think about it in those terms.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good answer too. I'm trying to think of any other ones. You're giving such good answers. I always liked asking people about like their feelings because it's one thing to kind of get the timeline, but then I always think it's like nice to go back and like, okay, what did that feel like? Like what was actually like going on like day to day? So it's kind of cool to hear these like little details about your marriage and about being a dad. I like that. Just talking over everything.
It's
Gotta find a sealed room.
Yeah, I don't have the studio yet. Or, so here you go, Dad. And think about this for a second. Tell us your favorite Jessica story.
my
I
favorite
don't know,
Jessica story. I think probably it's not a story, just one of my favorite moments. Christmas in when they was living down in D.C. As you guys know that I still do it some every Christmas. I go video all the kids. I be running from house to house, and I came down to you guys' house in Bowling Air Force Base,
Mm-hmm.
and you had got some little toy. I forget exactly what it was, but you were so interested in playing with that toy,
Hmm.
and Jesse kept messing with you, and you gave him a look that I thought that was so precious. I said, she looked like she wanted to knock him out. Cause he wouldn't let you play with your toy. I just remember that was so precious.
That's awesome. I'll still do that from time to time. I don't know who I get that from. I don't know if grandma's that way where she's got that look where it's like, okay, we're done now. We're not playing. Like, I love that. That's awesome.
You know you give him that look, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. When I need my space, I get it. That's great.
But you were so young then, I said,
Yeah,
oh,
I was third and fifth grade,
yeah.
so yeah, I was really little. Huh, that's awesome. Probably got like a doll, I think, was one of those years. So
Yeah,
excited about that.
if I look at the video, I see it. Cause I got the video.
Oh, okay. I'll
I got. One of these days, I just like it would take so long to do it, but just get all the grandchildren and just watch those videos from Christmas. But you can't do it if Morgan is around or Madison is around, cause they don't try to talk and tell you about everything. So you ain't gonna hear nothing nobody else is doing because they'll be talking over it.
Yeah.
And that was me. Remember, I had this little toy. Blah, blah, blah. I had that little toy. But that's how they are. They get so excited every time they look at those.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite thing. I love Christmas.
That's good.
I would start at the closest one and then go out. Take those videos. Man, Randy, you probably looked at most of those because you put them from
I've seen every
VHS.
one for hours and hours because I've recorded them to digital.
Yeah.
And we're still gonna wait for a little bit longer to blackmail you with some of those.
I'm ready.
I think we pulled out one of them the one time. Maybe it was for your, maybe it was your graduation or something. A picture of you on a pony.
I don't know.
We had some other ones. There were some good ones.
We got some pictures. We got some good pictures.
Okay.
They're stored away. We've got them saved forever.
Excellent.
Your grandmother is she like hard copy, so she won't print for everything.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
If you go in the other room in there, you see those boxes in the corner. There's 5 or 6 of them. All those are pictures.
Oh, awesome. That's a lot.
And she wants to go through them and look through them.
That's a lot of
I
work.
get tired. That's too many pictures.
Memory lane is kind of hard to travel after a certain distance. So, yeah.
So that
Okay.
would probably work at one time too. Is just to take out some of the pictures and have you explain where they're from and what they were.
Be a good. That'd be interesting to listen to.
And do that, and then we can, have the same pictures posted so you can talk. Other people can see the pictures you're talking about. Okay.
Well.
Morgan Alexander Mitchell.
Oh, the grandchildren. I'm talking about like the original 5.
Oh, Melvin, of course.
Really? Okay. I was debating between him and Manita.
Melvin. We was in California, going to Fort Lewis, Washington. We stopped at my brother's house. Melvin got lost in the store.
Oh, jeez.
It was Melvin, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't remember the story.
Melvin got lost in the store. And everybody came back with no Melvin.
Oh, jeez.
We had to go back looking for Melvin. We had a parade looking for Melvin. Melvin out on the parade field with the people. That's why we call him Doc. He's always trying to do something, fix something.
That's awesome.
It was funny. Lost him twice.
Yeah, sounds right.
So I had a nickname. Melvin had a nickname. Myron.
Myron didn't have a nickname.
We just called him Ronnie.
Ronnie, yeah. And Marty was just Marty.
And Marty was just Marty. And Nita was just, Manita was just Nita.
Yeah.
Was Anita.
Well, Mom started calling her Angel. I don't know where she got that from. She ain't no angel.
I remember the story. I remember the story when you were saying telling about Marty starting playing baseball, and he was the home run hitter, and they called him Little Hank.
Yeah, that was in Germany.
And Hank Aaron was still.
Hank Aaron was hot at that time.
Was hot then, and so. And I need to go back and figure that out. Was when the year that Hank Aaron broke the Babe Ruth's record. That was in.
74.
Had to be 74. We were in North Carolina at the time.
Yeah.
Right. We had just moved there.
We had just moved, I guess, to North Carolina there. Because I remember, because the Braves were on TV every day. Every day. He was
I
so
remember
close.
watching that when he broke his record.
Oh, wow.
Right. So that and they let us go home from school. We could go back and see it.
Oh, is that big a deal? Okay, I remember seeing it.
That because it was an afternoon game. And
yeah, well, it was open at that. It was the opening
It
day
was
game.
opening day game. Right. So we all saw it at home because that's all they talked about when they're coming up because they didn't do it the previous year.
Yeah, that Marty was played basketball there, football, and baseball. And your dad was playing football also. And some days they would be playing at the same time on one field, and the fields were like,
Right next to each other.
yeah. So we had to kind of switch it who we want to watch.
Yeah.
And all the little kids were talking about, we got to go watch that game because Marty Freeman going to be running over these guys. and that's how he was back then, too. He wouldn't run over people. You think when they tackle him and Marty be in the end zone for a touchdown. And Myron, like I say, he could play, but he wasn't as good as Marty. So
Yeah.
I think he always kind of not regretted it, but was envious maybe not being as good an athlete.
Yeah.
And that might be a good thing because when your dad got appointed to the academy, he was so little that I was so frightened. I've been through basic training, and I was little. I know it was hard for me, and he had to learn how to swim and all kinds of different athletic stuff, and I said, "Oh Lord, I hope he can get through this."
Yeah.
You know? But he made it through, and you could see the change after he came out of basic from when he went in to after that first year. It was like a whole different person. That, that's probably one of the best things that ever happened to him going into the academy like that. You know? He got his confidence and he got his strength, and he still got that asthma and stuff. Okay, Zia, what's your question? Come on.
I have to really think about this. We got about 20 minutes.
Yeah, microphone.
Hello, I am Isaiah Freeman. I was born on March 17th, 1999, and I was born in Baltimore but raised in Crofton. Um, I got my lovely grandfather and family here, and I guess my first question would have to be, what was it like moving around a lot and having to pick up everything and go? Not so much a lot, but what's that feeling like? What was that feeling like back then?
Oh, mixed emotions. Some places I was glad to go because the unit I was in wasn't to my liking. And you're always looking for adventure somewhere else when you're young. You're looking for the next thing. What's going to be this place? Like when when I first time I left Edgewood and went to Korea after I got married, I was glad to leave Edgewood. I wasn't glad to leave my family, but I was glad to leave Edgewood because the job was a dead-end job. And when you go to a new unit, you're always looking for opportunities to get promoted or get into a different position that where you can learn different things. And I was always about trying to learn as much about any field that I was in. I wanted to have the best knowledge of that. And it paid off in a lot of ways because like where I got promoted over a lot of guys that had more time in service and more time in grade at the same rank than I did. I didn't get to make E8 because of some of the moving, and I wouldn't do some of the things that I thought were detrimental to the men under me. So a lot of their officers held some of that against me. For instance, they wanted, in Fort Bragg, they wanted me to lock all the vehicles. The vehicles are in a parking lot under guard. Why should I get a chain and lock all my vehicles up? And especially if they wasn't going to furnish the chain, they wanted me to go out and buy the chain. And I refused to do it. Those type things. They talked about it, and I talked about it, and they said, well, you are disobeying order. I said, well, I have a right to do that if I don't think it's the right order, or I can question it. And for that, they gave me a bad efficiency report on it. And when I went up for promotion, that stuff shows. But I think it's a good thing because it made me go ahead and retire when I did instead of trying to stay longer.
Yeah. Would you say that having that hunger for learning more is really more applicable in this day and age? Like for me as a young person, I should try to always be hungry for learning more and being better like you were.
Yeah, you can never have too much knowledge. Some knowledge you might think is unnecessary at the time, little details or something that might seem unimportant, but you know those things, and you might be for an interview or something, and something like that might come up, and you say, oh yeah, such and such a thing. You know this stuff already. That's impressive when you do that. The more you know, the better off you are in any field you decide to go into. You don't have to know everything. No one knows everything. But I read a lot, and I still like to read. And I always learn something from reading. Don't believe everything I read, but you learn things right or wrong from reading and thoughts of others. So I always strive to be a little bit better than that next guy. If this guy making an A in this subject and it's making it look easy, you should strive to make A plus. Just be a little bit better. And that's how I was in high school. I was sucking in my class in high school. I should have been first, but I missed one question. And it was a little confusing on the test. And they gave me an A, and they gave another guy an A plus. So. And I always regretted not being number one. Number two was good, but number one would have been better.
Yeah.
Because I always thought I was the best student in that school. And that was what if I wasn't the best, I was so close, it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
You always try to do your best and learn as much as you can about everything.
Okay. Yeah, I believe in that.
Okay,
That's
great.
I like that answer.
That's all you got?
For now.
Y'all ready to settle down and get with this?
I've included in here a little bit of the banter that went on after this interview. Later on, my brother Marty and my brother Melvin joined the conversation.
I've heard about this black guy playing professional baseball. No?
No.
Really? Wow.
The only thing we knew back then was about Joe Louis.
Why Joe Louis?
He was a boxer.
I know, but
the fights would come on the radio. But the baseball didn't, no.
Oh, baseball's always on the radio.
We had a radio. No, that's twisted. We had this big, about big as that cabinet there. And you had all these dials on it, and you turn and turn, and you might get a station. You had this big old battery that had to put in it. That was kind of primitive back then. I wonder whatever happened to that stuff.
The conversation turned to an old photo that had been posted on Facebook. The photo shows Jesse's 5 children dressed for Halloween outside of our home in Wellsmar, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. Jesse was in Vietnam at the time. I will post a photo as part of this episode.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 of them.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I saw one of them.
So the one, what was the other one he posted?
What did you know?
Posted the picture of us in the Halloween.
No, I was sitting there.
I know. I guess maybe. Did he post some of the pictures of Dad in Korea?
Maybe.
See those?
Yeah.
I still had some other people that couldn't figure that out, and we were always in the picture. You could figure out who it was by how tall we
As long
were.
as we were standing next to each other in a row.
Which we always seemed to.
Ain't that cool?
They always seemed to like we were always in birth order when they would take pictures. It was weird.
And that's
Keeps
how
track
come
of
your
things.
grandmother fuss at y'all when we taking pictures because y'all don't never get in the right order.
Oh, yeah.
In that order.
Actually, I know this is not birth order in this one.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
This child right here in Madison stand up.
It's me and the iron is next to
Meet,
me.
Oh, yeah,
meet
you're
and
right,
bust
that's
together.
right.
Meet and breast together.
You can see it by we always have
It was tiny behind that little chair, though. We were like crammed in there. I was sweating on people.
She took me about pictures she loved.
We just needed a better spot. That one chair was not cutting it.
That's the end of today's podcast. Check back here again soon for new episodes. Thanks for listening.